Alright, so hello and welcome to Sports Commentary Network, and today we are going to be doing NCAA Division I's men's basketball tournament predictions and which seeds should be where and what I agree with compared to ESPN's thoughts with Joe Lunardi. His thoughts. Alright, so first up, it's on the bubble. Last four buys. Louisville, Rutgers, Georgia Tech, VCU. I agree with one of those, I think. Georgia Tech, I believe, should be the last four in. And one of the teams from the last four in should be Drake. Drake is playing a good season, 24-4. So I believe that they should be in there. The last four in, I believe Michigan State should not be in there. St. Louis should be moved from the last four in to the first four out. Michigan should be moved to. Xavier, I think Utah State should replace Xavier. Utah State is playing good right now. Utah State's Utah State's playing good. They're 16-7. So I think Xavier should move out of there. Utah State should move into last four in. And I agree with... I think Syracuse, with their 15-8 record, should next four out to the first four out. Memphis should replace Duke's spot. And everything there is fine. So that is what I agree with. So I just had to change a couple things. Now for the first four, I agree with Perry View at the 16 seed. And I agree with NCAA. I don't agree with that Xavier team. I think Utah State should get in there, so Utah State and Boise State. Alright, so that's good. Texas State and Wagner, I agree with. Wagner is, I believe, 16-6. And Wagner just came off a 2 wins against Merrimack, so they're doing good right now. Texas State is doing good in their conference. I agree with Drake in there, but I don't agree with Michigan State. I said that Michigan State should get replaced by St. Louis. Alright, now we are going to go to the Region 1 bracket. So for Region 1, it's Gonzaga. I believe that Gonzaga only has no losses on the season. And they should be a truly #1 spot. And I agree with the Prairie View NCAA. I have it up above. I do agree with the Colorado. Colorado is playing good. Colorado is playing Arizona State tonight. Colorado is ranked number 24, and they're 19-7. Colorado has won 2 in a row. They beat let's see who they play. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They beat Colorado. And then Colorado beat Oregon State, USC, UCLA. Colorado is favored to win that. I agree with Loyola Chicago at the 8. I believe Loyola Chicago has only 4 losses on the season. They're playing good. Their 1 loss is to Drake, I believe, and the other one. And they both split the series. Maryland is starting to fall down. They've been losing some games. Yeah, they lost to Northwestern 60-55. They're starting to fall down 15-12. I don't believe they should be in the tournament right now, but you know, I think I'm gonna replace Maryland with Memphis. I think Memphis is playing better basketball. At the number 5 spot, yep, Colorado. Yep. The 12, Xavier Boise State. I switched Xavier Boise State to Utah State and Boise State. Texas as a 4 seed. I agree with Texas at the 4 seed. Texas is playing good basketball too. Yeah, Texas is 5th in the Big 12. They're 15-7, and they're on a 1-win streak, 9-7 conference. I think that's a good seed for them. Next is UCSB. I haven't really watched them at all, so I don't even know, but I'll have to check up on the record, and I think they're winning their conference first. And yes, they are first in the Big West, and they have a 17-4 record, so I agree with that. The 13 seed. 6 seed Wisconsin. Now, I'm not sure they should be a 6 seed, but I'm going to agree with it for now. Because I think there's better teams that could have that spot. Yeah, Wisconsin's 16-10, 10-9. They're on a lose-2 streak. I don't see them being as a 6 seed. I see them as like a 8 or a 6 or a 7 seed. But I'm going to stick with it for now. Georgia Tech at 11 seed. I think those two should swap. I think Georgia Tech should be the 6 seed. Wisconsin should be the 11 team. So I'm going to switch them two. I'm going to have Georgia Tech at the 6. And I'm going to have Wisconsin at the 11. And at the 3 seed West Virginia, yes, I agree with that. They came off a tough loss to Baylor. Alright, so at the 14 seed, Southern Utah. I agree with that. I believe they're on top of their conference. Yeah, Southern Utah is 17-3, and they're on top of the conference. So I agree with that. Southern Utah. Then at the 7 seed, Tennessee. Now, Tennessee's falling down. They have not been doing good, and they would be playing North Carolina. I agree with the North Carolina at the 10 seed, and I agree with Tennessee at the 7 seed. Give me a minute, I'm just trying to do something quick. Alright, so So North Carolina currently at 9-6, 15-9 in the season. Yeah, they're doing good. I think Syracuse needs to get, if they're going to get to the tournament, they need to win at least 2 games here for Syracuse. So at the 2 seed, is Houston. I agree with Houston there. Houston is playing pretty good basketball. Yeah, Houston is 20-3 and ranked 9. So I agree with Houston there. The 15 seed got Grand Canyon. Yeah, I agree with Grand Canyon. I've watched them. They have only a couple losses on the season. Yeah, Grand Canyon is 14-5. 8-2 in conference. They're in first place. And then for the 1 seed, Illinois. I agree with Illinois there. Illinois, 19-6, ranked 4, 15-4 in conference. Then we got Texas State and Wagner, and I agreed with that. Up above, we're in Region 4. Florida. Florida is not looking so good right now. Florida's coming off a 2-point loss to Missouri. Florida's 13-7, 9-6 in conference. But I still have them in the tournament because I think that's still a pretty good record. At the 9 seed, UConn. UConn, did they lose yesterday? No, they won 69-58. 13-6, 10-6 in conference. Yeah, I have them in the tournament at the 9th seed. Creighton at the at the 5 seed. Yeah, they just lost to Villanova by 12. No, they're 17-7, 13-6 in conference. I agree with Wichita State at the 12 seed. Wichita State coming off a 8-point game yesterday to Tulane. Wichita State's 14-4, 10-2 in conference now. Then at the 4 seed we have Kansas. Let's see what their I'm just trying to look quick. So Kansas is 18-8, 12 and 18-8 in conference, 18-8 overall. And in conference they are 12-6. So I do agree with that. The second in the conference. So I got the Kansas there, the Jayhawks there. Now at the 13 seed, Liberty, yes, they're at the top of their division conference. So yes, they only have like 1 or 2 losses on the season. At the 6th seed, USC. Yes, I have USC there. They won yesterday 79-42. Now 20-6, 14-5 conference. That's good. For 11 seed, I said instead of Drake and Michigan State, I said Drake and St. Louis. I believe St. Louis deserves it more than Michigan State does. And Florida State at the 3, yes. Florida State is playing good basketball. Florida State's 15-4, 11-3 in conference, and they would be playing Navy. Navy at the 14 seed. And Navy is got a couple games coming up. They're 15-2 first in the Patriot League. They got a game coming up in a couple days. So Navy deserves that. They're first in the Patriot League, so it's good. BYU at the 7. agree with that. I believe they're second in Gonzaga's division in conference. Believe that's called conference is the West Coast Conference. So I agree with BYU there. BYU beat St. Mary's yesterday, and BYU is 19-5, 10-3 in conference. The 10 Cleveland State. I agree with that. They got an overtime win a couple of games ago. And they are on top of their conference in the Horizon conference, 17-7, 16-4 in conference. And then we have Rutgers at the 10 seed. Rutgers are losing games left and right. And then you got Alabama at the 2. I don't know if you would put Alabama at the 2. I mean, Alabama's ranked 8. They're 20-6, 15-2. I think you would keep them at 2 or a 3. But it's either a 2 or a 3 I would put them at. I wouldn't put them at a 1. They're listed as a 2, so... But I would think maybe a 3 more. And we're moving into Region 2. We got Baylor. Yes, I believe Baylor's a number 1. Baylor came off a win against West Virginia. And they're 19-1, ranked 3, and 11-1 conference. They only have 1 loss overall, and that's in a conference game. Then we got James Madison at the 16 seed. And I agree with the James Madison men's basketball team there at the 16th seed. They're on top of their conference. They're 13-6, first in the Colonial Athletics. James Madison basketball is playing good. 13-6, that's a good record for them. 8-2 in conference. There's a team right behind them, Northeastern, at the 2 seed, 8-2 with a 9-8 record. And Charleston, 9-9, 6-4 in conference. But I agree with James Madison in there. And we got Oregon. I agree with Oregon in there. Pac-12. And Oregon came up with a win over UCLA, 82-74. Oregon 18-5, 13-4 in conference. I agree with that there. Them with that record there. Feel like maybe they could be a 5 or a 6 seed, but at 8 is fine. Feel like they should be maybe a little more like a 7 or a 6 seed. Then playing them is Louisiana State. At the 9 seed. And Louisiana State, LSU, I meant, is 16-8, third in the SEC, beat Vanderbilt 83-68. So I agree with that there. Oklahoma at the 5 seed. With Oklahoma there. They're 14-8. But I feel like they should be in 9-7 conference. I feel like they should be a they should swap places with Oregon. So I'm going to have Oregon at the 5 seed and Oklahoma at the 8 seed. And switch those two. Then at the 12 seed in Region 2 still, Western Kentucky. I believe that's fine there. Western Kentucky 17-5, first in their conference. I believe that's a good record there. And then we got Purdue at the 4 seed. And I think Purdue's gonna be good. Yeah, Purdue coming off a win against Wisconsin, 73-69. Purdue 17-8, 12-6 in conference. I think that's a good record, so I'll keep them at the 4. Maybe they should be a 5 or 6, but it's debatable. Win drop at 13. I agree with Winthrop there at the 13 seed. Winthrop men's basketball, they are first in the Big South, 21-1 record. I think that's pretty good. Texas Tech at the 6th seed. Then we got Colorado State at the 11th seed, which I agree with. So Texas Tech Raiders is playing good basketball. They're 16-8, 7th in the Big 12th. They're on a win-2 streak. Playing pretty good. And Colorado State, and Colorado State is 17-4, 14-3 in conference. They're on a win-5 streak, just behind San Diego State. So I agree with that. Colorado State there. Villanova at the 3 seed. I agree with that. Villanova with a close. Let's see, who'd they play last? And Villanova beat Creighton 72-60. And they're 6-4, 11-3 in conference. So I agree with that one. And then South Dakota State, Jackrabbits, I agree with that. I believe they're first in their conference too. Having a good season. Yeah, they're 15-6, first in the Summit League. So I agree with that. And Clemson at 7. Maybe an 8, maybe, because they lost to Syracuse. But they're playing on Saturday again. So that could change. St. Bonaventure at 10. Yes, I agree with that. They're 13-4, first in Atlantic 10. I agree with St. Bonaventure. They're at the 10 seed. And at 2, Ohio State, definitely agree with that one. Ohio State's going to be taking on Illinois, I believe. Again, so that'll be a good matchup. Ohio State is 18-7, 5th in the Big Ten. Agree with it. I don't know if I would put them at the 2, but maybe like a 3 or a 5 seed. I just don't see Ohio State at a 2 seed. I see Ohio State at, I'd say, a 4 seed. And I would see Virginia at the Michigan's at the 1 seed. They only have like 2 losses on the season. At the 2 seed, I'm gonna go with Virginia. I'm going to go with Virginia on that one. 15 seed Siena, yeah, I agree with that. They're on top of their division. 16 seed Sam Houston State, yep, I agree with that. They're on top of their division, only like a couple losses. Missouri, they're starting to lose games. Well, they getting back in the thing. So they have like 15-6, doing pretty good. UCLA, yeah, at the 9 seed. UCLA is playing. We got a basketball. Yesterday they lost to Oregon. Oregon's another good team, so it's not that. They're 17-7, 13-5 conference. Yeah, UCLA playing pretty good. And then 5 seed, I didn't put in Virginia there. I'll put in Virginia Tech in there. Virginia Tech is, I believe, 16-6, I believe. They're third in place in the ACC. VCU at 13 seed. I mean, where are they? At the 11 seed, my bad. I agree with that. Arkansas at the 3, yes, they're playing good. Iowa at the 2. I agree with that. UMBC at the 15. Yep, they're on top of their division. Louisville at the 10. I agree with that. They've been dropping some games lately. San Diego State. Yep, I agree with them at the 7. They're 27-4 or something like that. I believe they're on top. UNC Greensboro. Yep, they're They are on top of their conference. Yeah, they're 18-8, first in the South. At the 11 seed, VCU, yeah, I agree with. At the 3 seed, Arkansas, I agree with. Yeah, they're 21-5, ranked 12th, second in the Southern East, the SEC. And at the 6th seed, we got I switched Virginia Tech 6 to 5. So at the 6th seed, what do we got left? At the 12th seed, 13 seed, and the 6th seed. So who did I put in there? Belmont at the 13 seed. Yes, I agree with Belmont there. Toledo at 12. Yes. Then at the 6th spot, who did I not put in there? Oklahoma State. Okay, so we got Oklahoma State there. So they are 7-6, fourth in the Big 12. 17-6, ranked 17. But they got some injuries, and they got a big game coming up against Baylor. See who wins that one. And for Belmont, they're first place, I believe. Yep, first in the Ohio Valley, 25-3. They won 78-61 versus SIUE. Belmont 26-3 now. And that is all that I have for you guys. I did my predictions on NCAA basketball, who should get in and who shouldn't, and what I agree with, and yeah, that's it. If you guys like the video, drop a like, subscribe is always appreciated, and if you have any questions or if you have any other thoughts, if you have different teams or you don't agree with something, you can type in the chat in the comments below. Alright, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.